Welcome back, you gorgeous weirdos. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're new here, welcome. Hey, I'm Marlakris. So Sassy's got a new collection. This is her smoothie collection. These are so beautiful, especially to ombre, and that is what we're going to be doing today. Actually, we're going to be doing a triple ombre. That's right, I got these 3 colors, and I figured we're going to do spring into summer, kind of got a mermaid vibe going on, and we're going to do a triple ombre, and I'm going to show you how to do it right here, right now. I know I've been playing a lot with dip powder lately, and I do enjoy it. I know I've been on a press-on journey, and I will continue to be, because that's a conversation for another day, which I will have coming up very soon. All the truths are coming out. I'm going to talk all about it, I think, in my sometime in the beginning of April. I think we're going to do that. But anyway, I am still playing with dip powder. I do still love it, and you can do press-ons with dip powder. We're going to do it together. So I got these 3 colors. Now, something that is noteworthy when you're doing an ombre with dip colors or with acrylic colors or any kind of ombre, you want colors that are kind of closely related to be next to each other. So, as you can see, right now I have the green next to the purple. However, green and purple I don't think are going to mesh very well together. So once I get all my stuff situated, I'm going to move some things around. I think I'm going to put the blue and then the purple and then the green. Nope, we're going to switch this again. Purple, blue, and then green, because the purple and the blue will go and the blue and the green will go, but green and purple are not going to go together. So that's kind of the method to my madness, and we're going to jump right into it. I'm only going to use one eyeshadow brush along with my color switch. You can use multiple brushes if you want to, but I'm just going to throw the base on the entire nail from cuticle to free edge. Cover that entire nail with your base liquid. You want to keep in mind the dry time of your liquids. I'm using Azure right now. Medium dry time. It works great for ombres. And then I'm going to go right in with my first color. So I'm going to do the green at the tip of the nail. I'm going to gently tap the powder over the edge of that nail. And as I start running out of product on the brush, I'll move that brush a little further up the nail to give it that ombre, very feathered effect. I'm going to tap off excess, clean off my brush with the quickness, and then I'm going right into the blue, and we'll get that in the center of the nail. The order in which you do this doesn't really matter. You can start with whatever color you want on whatever side of the nail you want. Just keep in mind what colors you want to be close together if you're doing a triple ombre. Now, there are so many ways to do ombre nails. If you don't want to use dip powder, if you want to use gel, you can totally do that. I like using gel with a matte top coat and pigment powders. I'll leave that video up in the eye for you to check out. I did it last year. Super similar design, actually, but I did it with pigment powder instead of with dip powder. So you have a menagerie of tools that you can use to accomplish these looks, no matter what it is that you want to use. But for this video's sake, we're doing dip powder. Once I have the first layer of the ombre down, I'm going to go ahead and let it hang out for a minute, and then I'm going to dust off all of the excess powder on that nail before we go in for round 2. Now, round 2 is going to be pretty much the exact same thing. If you want to switch up the order of colors, you totally can. I think I go in a weird order for the second round, but it really doesn't matter. It's all going to blend together. These colors, the way that she formulated these dips, they all do have a very subtle shimmer to them, and I find that shimmers, they just ombre so beautifully. It's effortless. It's really effortless, and it's pretty much foolproof. I learned that in a previous upload. Thank you, Lori. I think someone else commented too, but anyways, I don't even know words. Totally easy, totally foolproof. You can do this, especially with these colors, and these colors are so perfect for spring into summer. My mind is blowing up with all the ombre potential. When Jackie first released this collection, when she showed it to me for the first time ahead of release, she had used the pink and the orange to do kind of like it was giving me gummy peaches. Why is everything reminding me of gummy peaches lately? Anyway, it was giving me a total gummy peach vibe. They are just so beautifully blendy. They blend. They're blending.
Yes, you are blending.
They just work so well together. I can't say enough good things. Y'all know I've been a huge fan of Sassy Mouth for ever. So whenever she has a new thing that she launches, I have to have it. I have to check it out. I have to play with it. I need all the things because I have FOMO. I can't miss out on one of her collections because they're all so seriously sensational. Say that 10 times fast. Anyways, I'm going to finish up the second coat of this ombre, and then I'm going to leave it alone. If you're doing this on your natural nails and you plan on doing a ton of filing and buffing, you definitely want to put a clear cap over this. But because I'm doing this over press-ons and my application is so smooth, I don't need to file over top of this. I might clean up the shape around the perimeter a little bit and then throw a buffing block over top. And it does not hurt the shimmer, as you will see, but I don't need to do filing. I'm not going to clear cap because I don't feel like it. If you want to, go for it. I was just feeling lazy and I didn't feel like doing it. So this nail is now done. And this is what it is looking like. So we're going to move on to solid nails because I know I've had some people wondering if you can do press-on nails but with dip powder, and yes, you absolutely can. So I'm going to show you how to do just basic dip powder nails on an extension. And here's how it's going to go. We're going to apply the base the exact same way. And yes, you can do this with gel liquids too. I've done it a million times. I'll leave that video up in the eye. But again, base cuticle to free edge. I generally like to start in the center of the nail and work out. That way I'm not getting the dip base underneath the nail because that's a situation. And then I'm going to just gently lay the nail down into the dip powder a couple times, get it nice and absorbed, tap off excess, and there you go. Now, if you prefer a pour over method, you can absolutely do that too. It's really just personal preference, Shay. Whichever way you feel most comfy, you go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do 2 coats on each of the remaining 4 nails. And again, I'm not going to clear cap anything because when I'm doing an application like this, I just find that it's so effortless, and I mean, I really don't require a whole lot of filing. There are no lumps or bumps because you're not jamming your finger into things. So you really don't need a whole lot of filing. Pour over method is great for that too. It does give a thinner, lighter application. And these colors are not jelly. They do look a little bit sheer over the transparent tips. They'll look a little bit darker or more intensely pigmented over your nail, of course, as you're going to see in the finished photos. But you can always do pour over if you want to. And again, per usual, make sure you're including your pets in all of your manicures because they deserve to have a place on your nails too. I don't really want that. I don't have a choice. My cat likes to lay on my nail desk, especially when I'm working. I don't understand. He never wants to be on my nail desk until I'm at my nail desk, and then he has to be a part of everything. Anyways, moving on, we're going to get into now this beautiful blue. And I know I did 2 purple nails. I'm generally not a purple person. It's just not my thing. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. I love the color purple. My bedding is all purple. I mean, not all purple. It's like purple paisley, if you will. But like on my skin tone, I'm just not a purple fan. Although this purple is so beautiful, especially in the light when it's top coated. You guys will see. I'll show you all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and do my second coat. Same as the first. I'm just repeating the whole process. Make sure if you are using any color that is pigmented or shimmery or glittery, you're wiping your base brush off before you go back in the bottle, just so you don't contaminate your base liquids with glitter or shimmer or anything like that. This really didn't give me an issue because everything just applied so perfectly and dusted off so easily. Here's 1 dip versus 2, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the nails. I'll let y'all hang out. I will come back and show you a little bit about how I file these into shape. Then I'll apply them and I'll let you see them on my hand. So these are now done. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. This is why I love using cupcake liners, by the way. I will just pour the colors back into their respective homes, and it really minimizes and cuts down on any mess. Because if you're just working over your dip jars, especially these 1/4 ounce jars, which they are, they're small and dust flies everywhere. So I just find that cupcake liners make it so much easier to manage the mess and the dust that winds up everywhere. And then you just pour the stuff back in the jar. You're not wasting any product, you're not making any big messes, and there you go. So I'm going to get everything straightened up a little bit. I'm going to throw some activator over all of these nails. I'm pretty generous with my activator. If you've been around for a minute, you know I have PTSD from activator issues. So I'm going to generously activate these nails, wait for them to harden, only takes a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get right into filing. So these are nice and hardened, that's what she said, and ready to file. That's the noise you want to be listening for, a nice clicky sound when you tap the surface. I'm going to take it off the stand, it's just easier for me, and I'm going to start with the underside of these tips and just make sure there's nothing hanging off the edge or on the side. I'm going to do that for both sides. I'm just going to cruise around the perimeter and kind of take the nail back into shape, make sure everything is nice and smooth. That's it. That is all the filing I need to do. And then I'm going to grab my buffing block, go over all the edges again, and go over the entire surface of the nail, make it all nice and smooth and ready for top coat. Oh, did I mention these are not going to have gel on them? Nope, I'm using dip top coat. And if you've seen my video that I recently did with Azure Beauty, I'm using their liquids, and their top coat is just to die for. The gloss is stupid. It's like gel shine, but in a dip top coat form. If you haven't picked them up yet, I highly advise you give them a go because they are incredible. So I'm going to walk you through the top coat routine in case you haven't seen it or want a little refresher or just like watching me do it, in which case you're probably a weirdo, but so am I. So you're in good company. Anyways, we're going to get into the top coat and then you'll see them on. So let's get into my top coat routine now that these have all been filed and buffed and shaped and all the things. Top coat starts with activator. Activator is what hardens your dip base and your dip top. So you need this for your dip top to dry down and get nice and glossy. So I'm going to do a coat of activator over all of the nails. Let it sit for just a few seconds. You don't need any crazy amount of time. I let it go for maybe 15-20 seconds. Then I'm going to wipe all of the nails down with a dry lint-free wipe. This is just to get anything excess off the nail surface so I don't contaminate the dip top coat. Once we have that done, we can actually start top coating. While I'm giving the activator a little bit of time, you can see just how neurotic I am. I have to have like the perfectly folded paper towel on my side. That's just the way it is. I don't know. Does anyone else's brain work like this? Like, it can't be just like a haphazardly folded paper towel. It has to be perfect. Anyways, this is the 2-in-1 that I always use. It's a base and a top coat because they are essentially interchangeable. So as mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off any excess activator from the nails. Now, I know the nails look dry, And they pretty much are. But if there is an excess amount of activator or activator residue on that nail surface and you put your top coat brush on the nail, that brush can quickly harden or be contaminated with activator. And then if you put the brush back in the bottle, now your top coat is contaminated with activator and it's unusable and goopy and looks like snot, and that's just no fun. It's a quick way to really need to buy new liquids. So I'm just taking extra precautions so I don't ruin my liquids, because I don't want to buy them again. I love them, but I don't want to buy them if I don't have to. Once you have all that done, now we can top coat. So top coat for dip powder, I don't know what the science is. Don't ask me how it works, but 2 to 3 quick strokes across the nail, wipe off your brush to make sure there's no contamination, back in the bottle, onto the next nail. And we're going to do 2 coats of this pretty much the exact same way. The second round, you can do a few more swipes or take a little more time if you need to, but, and I know I've said this a million times, I probably sound like a broken record to some of you, and I'm sorry, but I'm not, because it's that important. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh yeah, this is an air dry product. So as you are manipulating it, it's already starting to dry down. And if you over manipulate it while it's drying, it's going to cause streaks. It's going to start getting goopy, and you don't want any of these issues. So as much as you can take a little extra time on your second coat, you don't want to spend too much time manipulating the top coat, because you don't want to have any of those issues. So once you have the first round of top coat done, and see how the pinky is starting to look a little bit crinkly, that's when I know it's time for coat number 2. So coat number 2, going in, I'm going to show you everything in real time. I'm going to let that dry down, and then I'm getting these on my hands, and you're going to see how they look. Those dry down in about 2 minutes, and here's what they look like on the nails. I just used my BT Art Box tabs to adhere them, as I usually do, because I don't wear them extended periods of time, only like a day or two. These came out so freaking cute. I'm going to show you pictures in outside light, because they look even better outside in my opinion. But these colors are beautiful. That ombre is perfection. This purple is gorgeous. But look at the shine of that dip top coat. You can't tell me that doesn't look like gel. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me, spending some of your day with me today. I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.